So, gold has hit $4,000. So, we thought who better to talk to than Victor Cantore,
Wait a second.
CEO.
Last time I checked, it was $4,100. Christian, come on.
Well, it's difficult to keep up. Things moving so fast. Anyway, Victor Cantore, and we are Ansi Milewski and Christian Purefoy. So, welcome to Boom Bust and BS.
Look, most
Yes.
amazing backdrop, Victor, ever, right? We've got gold, I think, on its way to 5,000 myself, based on the global macro environment. Every day there's a new Haywood financing, it seems like. It's completely different than a couple years ago. What are you seeing out there in the market?
Well, the market's great right now. Like you're seeing all these financings, everybody's getting money. Everybody's, that's great. Put the money in the ground. You're gonna make more discoveries. For us, AMEX, I mean, we're already financed. But it's really interesting when we look at gold because here I'm gonna really go like crazy here. Like, why should if we're gonna do a reset with all these geopolitical issues out there and looks like every country is bankrupt and we need to do a fiat reset, why shouldn't gold go catch up to Bitcoin? Or Bitcoin comes down and and we
Wait,
meet
wait, are
somewhere.
you saying are you saying gold could be 100,000 or something? Or do you just mean it could go to 10,000?
I look 10, 20, 30, 50,000. Like, think of this. If we were last year doing this last year, and I would tell you, Anthony, gold is going to $4,000, you would
I would
tell
say you're
me,
crazy. I would say you're crazy.
yeah, even 2 years ago, like it's crazy. Nobody ever thought gold is gonna go to 4,100. China's really looks like they're hoarding all the gold, and it's not like there's these massive discoveries going on everywhere. Anyways, like those big 20, 30 million ounce deposits, like they're harder to find. And if you want to protect your country, you want to protect your currency, well, you're gonna need a lot of gold. Like, look at Canada, for example. We don't have any gold reserves.
Well,
They're
Victor, how does it change? Like, I remember last cycle, hey, I've got this great gold deposit. The all-in sustaining cash costs are 750, and we'd all sit there and say, "Whoa, that seems kind of tight. Gold's at 1,100. I don't know if we're going to do this." And now we are at 4,000. Does that unlock a lot of projects that you know we wouldn't have thought about, or what? Like, how do you think that price impacts just some of these like lower grade disseminated kind of deposits?
Yeah, it does impact it a lot because then you look at the price of gold. I mean, depending which price you're gonna take. Like, so in Canadian dollars, like you're looking at around 170, $180 per gram. Like, that's expensive rock. That's really good rock. A lot of deposits, you look at deposits and you're looking, oh, it's going to be at least $100 worth of rock. It's going to be more than that. I mean, now any 1 gram deposit is worth at least that in Canadian dollars. So it really makes it. And then if you have a high grade deposit, well, I mean, look at ours. Look at ours, the Champagne Zone. You're
Yeah.
looking at 10, like fully diluted. You're looking at 10 grams. Otherwise, it's 16.2 grams. Multiply that by $180. That's $1,800 rock at 10 grams per ton.
I
It's
mean,
quite.
does this gold price open up some of the more remote projects in Canada? Like, I know in the north there are these Ring of Fire, or there's these different places where we've talked about them, but it's $500 million to build a road or something crazy. Does it open that stuff up, or not necessarily?
If gold sustains and if it starts trying to catch up to Bitcoin, yeah, it will open up projects. It will open up the lower grade, not just lower grade, even high grade that are completely remote that would cost, like you were saying, $500 million to put into production. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's gonna start opening up all those projects.
And
And
tell us a little bit about what's going on with your project. I mean, obviously you guys are fully funded, stocks way up, it's looking great.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the success you guys are having.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've embarked on a dual path. It's really exciting on the exploration side. Like, we're really moving forward. Drills, we're gonna announce it soon. Drills are started turning again. We're getting some really nice success also on the Ontario side. We're still looking to expand the land package. Like, from 45.6 square kilometers, right now we're at 197 square kilometers, all on the greenstone belt. And advancing it to production, that's really exciting. Like we've started moving forward with the feasibility study for the first 4 to 5 years. Um, and we're going to be toll milling those first 4 to 5 years. I mean, we're still going to be producing over 100,000 ounces, with an AISC of 1165 um for the first 4 years, and it comes down after that once we build our own mill. But the first production coming out of the coming out of the not the toll milling, but coming out of the bulk sample, that's going to be sometime in 2027. So we're waiting for the government to grant us the permits, and then we're going to go straight into construction. But it could still be like really good ounces there. Like if they grant us 20,000 tons. We've asked for 40, but even if they grant us 20,000 tons, you're looking at over 10,000 ounces in Canadian dollars. Like what are we looking at now? $5,500 an ounce. That would translate to 55 million dollars if they give us the 40,000 ounces, which I think they should, because it's really we've done a great job on how we applied it. I mean, that would be over 20,000 ounces, because you're actually in half an ounce. You're gonna fully diluted. You'll be pulling out half an ounce material from where we're mining. So
On the
it's
note
a
of
it's
permits, there's been a lot of talk lately that Canada is going to make it easier. Are you experiencing that yet, or is that still just talk?
No, I think it's really moving. Like Quebec got really aggressive. The premier of Quebec fired his environment minister because he felt it was going too slow, and he took over the file. So it's great for us. It's really perfect timing for us. We're just going to move forward, and hopefully we can get permitted a lot faster. And again, we're putting together a full size portal decline ramp. So in one that's going to take 1 year of construction from the date that we get the permit, about 12 to 15 months. So after that, when we get the full permitting, not just for the bulk sample, but the full permit, we can go straight into production, because it's a production size portal. So immediately there, we're gonna end up going well over 100,000 ounces a year at the beginning, and then we're gonna ramp up from there.
That's amazing. Christian, we cut you off there, bud. What'd you have? You had a
Uh,
question?
no worries. Well, we're just putting out a piece on the idea of peak gold, Victor. So, basically there's like what, under 60,000 metric tons of gold left in the world, and we're mining, like 4,000. I mean, you've just talked about how you can get yours, built up in time, and what, if gold in theory is disappearing in 20 years' time. I mean, do you believe that? And what impact would that have on you? Because, as you said, that's going to raise costs, raise prices, everything.
Yeah, I mean, look for us, it's really amazing. We're like here. I'll call it a honeypot, because we're right beside the city. You have hydroelectricity, and we can pretty much go into production quite easy. Our metallurgy is great. It's really clean, and if there is peak gold, like I expect the price of gold to really ramp up. Like I mean, I know it's a bit crazy talking about like crazy numbers, but yeah, it can definitely go. I really
I
do
think it's
believe
going to
that gold
5,000,
gold will
man. I
go.
think we're going to see
Yeah,
5,000 not sooner than
I
later. I think it's
I
happening.
agree. I agree. 5,000. I'm pretty sure it's gonna hit it pretty quick, and then we'll see from there, right? It's gonna be a lot faster going to from 5,000 to 10,000 than it was going from 1,000 to 4,000, or 1,000 to 5,000. It's gonna ramp up. You're gonna have those days where gold goes up at two, three, $400 a day. It's gonna get there. And silver's amazing. Silver's doing great.
Silver's going to go to 100. I mean, this is
Yeah,
silver's at what, 50. I didn't look today, 51, 52. I didn't, or was it 54? Now I didn't see, but
yeah,
silver can easily go to 100, I think. In fact, the original meme coin was silver, right?
yeah,
You had the Hunt brothers, uh, what they try to squeeze silver, and I, it's at all-time highs now, right? We've
yeah.
cleared the all-time high, I think.
Yeah, it's all time. It's all time. That's right. You have to go back in the 80s when it hit 48, 49 or something like that. And now look at that. It's well over 50. And I still think both will, there's lots of room for both with different reasons, but they're both gold and silver are going to continue moving up. You're going to have your days where it comes off a little bit, but that's healthy. That's for looking at it from a technical factor, that's a healthy thing. So
And tell us about
Yeah.
your team, Victor.
our team is a great team. Look, I brought over on the board I brought in Phil Brummett. He's an ex Lundin person. He's a mining engineer with lots of underground experience. So he's definitely providing a lot of work, helping out our team. I brought in a mining engineer that was working that was working for Equinox at the Greenstone mine. So I put down the team like for on both angles now, both on production and also on exploration. Like the team is great. Like I really and we're going to continue building it. The team is going to continue building. We've hired a we've hired an environmental and a public relations person. We're going to be opening an office in town, so the local residents could come. And what's really great with us also is we have community backing. They want the project to start tomorrow morning, and that helps out with the politicians. And we also have backing from the First Nations. They want to move this project forward as fast as possible also. Yeah, there's a lot of milestones coming, and including soon we'll have to announce where we're going to be sending the which toll mill we're going to be sending it over to. That's a question that I get asked all the time. So your first 4 years, where are you gonna toll mill to? So we're gonna announce that, sure. I mean, for me, my preference is would be going north to Hecla at the Casa Berardi mine, but we'll see who we sign up with.
That's exciting. I mean, a lot going on, and certainly the price of gold and silver are ultimately helping all these guys, especially you guys here.
Oh, absolutely. And look, when I look at we look at the market, like, so you had the strong moves where you had the royalty companies, then you had the strong move with the with the producers, and the one after that is going to be the explorers slash developers. Like I think we've positioned the company nicely as a near term producer. And again, it's not small ounces. Like we're talking about an excess of 100,000 ounces a year starting from 2028. So, if I'm a retail investor and I want to be buying all the near-term producers because they're going to end up taking advantage. They haven't really had a big move yet. Yes, they've moved, but they haven't had a big move yet. And I think that's the next wave that's coming is all the near-term producers.
Yeah, so I mean, okay, we've had this massive move in gold, and we haven't quite had the similar move in gold miners and explorers. So there's still the opportunity, right?
Yeah, look, you take my PA. So my numbers, I'll throw you some numbers, right? So a $3,400 gold, which is $700 $700 below where spot is right now. So my payback period after tax payback period is point 0.2. Like that's like 2.5 months, 3 months at $3,400 gold.
This is insane. It's at $4,000 gold. What is it? I mean, it's like it doesn't
Yeah,
even
the
make
first month you pay off the project, like it's paid. The project is completely paid. The pre-tax, and I like using that number because it's a big number. So at $3,400 gold, the pre-tax free cash flow is $5 billion. It's $5 billion. Like it's with a B, in case somebody didn't hear it properly. How much is it at 4,000 now,
five
or maybe
billion.
higher?
That is insane.
No, no, our numbers are really the biggest takeaway for me is that, and even post tax. So post tax is the payback period post tax is point 0.4. And the way we structured it. So when you look at your NPV over your capex. So the way we structured it. So anyways, usually it's 2 times is good, 4 times is spectacular. It's 7 times at $2,500 gold, and 13 times at $3,400 gold. Like you go look at our numbers and start adding. Anyways, we'll see these numbers are going to be reflected in the feasibility study. I mean, we're most likely not going to be using $4,000 gold as a base case, but it's quite spectacular when you're looking. These are the type of projects you need to look at. They're low risk. Like payback periods are really, IRR is triple digit. Sometimes when you look at these projects,
But it surely isn't someone going to come and try to take you out at some point. I mean, like, it just
yeah.
someone's going to try to buy you, right? I mean, there's no like that. Those numbers are crazy.
Oh, look, if your cost is 1165, so call it 1,200, and you're selling gold at 3,100. I'm gonna go all the way down to whatever 3,200. It's $2,000 an ounce US. That's $200 million a year Canadian. Sorry, $200 million US that you're making per year of free cash flow. Add another $1,000 to that, it'd be $300. $300 million. you know, what is that number in Canadian dollars? I mean, we all our expenses are all in Canadian dollars. Like it's really spectacular, and that's why grade is king. This is where I would be looking as an investor. I'd be looking for high grade, good jurisdiction, and definitely good infrastructure. But like you were saying before, is those projects, remote projects going to go through? Sure. I mean, the economics will work now at $4,000 gold for some of those lower grade and remote projects.
Well, look, I mean, Victor, it's always great to have you up and catch up with you. Super exciting time, not just for the gold industry, but in particular for your guys' project. I mean, just spectacular economics and dynamics there. So we're following it closely, and always appreciate your time.
Great. I always love being here. I'll come on anytime you invite me, I'll be here.
All right, thanks a lot, Victor.
Cheers,
All right.
Victor.